Hey everybody, I'm going to talk to you right now about using one reference photo to create 3 thumbnail sketches with different levels of magnification. Right now, as you can see on the screen, I have my camera here, hi, right there, and you can see my image is open as well. Now, the full image is located right here. If I wanted to sketch the full thing out to create my thumbnail sketch, all I would need to do is create the rectangle on my paper, and this represents the full size of my final copy paper. I could then start sketching out my image in this box, looking for main areas of detail and big sort of objects to kind of take over the space, and positioning them on my paper as so. Now, right now, if I was to finish sketching this, I wouldn't have magnified the image, I wouldn't have altered the image, it would just be a direct copy of the image. Now, one of the things I do want you guys to try to do is look to magnify different parts, and as we looked at with Georgia O'Keeffe's artwork, abstract things. So one of the things I can do with my computer here is I can actually zoom in on the picture itself, and that's automatically going to give me a more cropped version of what I'm drawing. I can then, from that same image, draw a box to represent what I see here, and start creating that additional image. It's the same exact picture that I had started with the first time. What I'm doing is trying to fit sort of all of that into this sort of box that I've created for myself that will represent the final copy paper that I move towards later. Now, I have the main sort of idea of where this is going to be going. I'm going to definitely put more details into that, but I do want to show you how you can really, really zoom in to magnify things using your computer. So I'm going to continue to do that. I can modify the box that I'm using here. I can zoom super far in to create a different and interesting composition. Maybe I want to go even further into that flower like you saw yesterday. And I can change sort of the size of everything. I can actually crop the image too. So if I go into that mode right there, I can actually crop the whole picture, but I certainly don't need to. Actually, I'm going to go with the mode I'm working in. That kind of messed it up for me. So I'm going to go ahead and cancel that. In general, guys, zooming in and magnifying using your computer is one way to take the guesswork out of it when you're going to sketch. So I think let's see, I'm gonna go in a little further for my last sketch. And then I've created from this one sort of group of flower images, I'm looking at those 3 separate images. This one super abstracted, looking for those main sort of areas where those petals fall. But in the end, guys, you're gonna see something that looks a lot different than the full flower image as I go to sketch through this drawing. What I'm doing is looking at where the lines hit the edges of my page when I go to create my small thumbnail sketch, and sort of how those things fall in the whole box itself. Now, as I go through my sketch, I'm moving really, really quickly. What I would 100% recommend though, guys, as you're drawing, get something main established on your paper, then go in and modify and continue to add details. You'll see this move through a lot faster, and I'm going to kind of stop talking as well in just a second. So guys, remember that even if you're using the same image, with magnification, with cropping, you can really create really unique and distinct images just from the same picture. As you guys remember from yesterday, these are the thumbnail sketches that I was working with yesterday. These are the ones that I started again today. So guys, as you can see, as we're looking through at different magnifications, make sure you're looking for a couple of those main components we talked about. Like I've drawn in pink over here, we talked about the rule of thirds, having your focal point or the first thing that people want to look at a third of the way over and a third of the way down on your page. Of course, any of the thirds will work for that. Same thing if you look over at this one, I created the center sort of here of the flower as sort of that rule of thirds effect here. It's a little bit higher than a third, but you can kind of see there. And the same thing with this piece here as well. Guys, as you're going through your thumbnail sketches, look at the overall composition, think about what you want to paint, and think about that focal point where it's going to appear on your page. Remember guys, I've just been working with this one image the whole time to create all of these different drawings that could eventually, potentially, turn into my final copy. Big things I want to caution you against: don't just draw a single tiny image in the middle of your page. Think about the whole page. Try to hit the different sides of your page with your drawing as you move through. Aim for at least 2. 4 is best if you can. And that's all. Thanks so much.